So
all these fucking attacks are getting goddamn ridiculous. Like.
But and then let's go ahead and jump right into this bitch. This is why I have zero fucking empathy, or I'm all 100% for feds in the cities, because this is what's going on. This is but see, this is what I'm saying though. Like, the feds right now, because I honestly haven't checked in a little bit over a week, like really deep dove into it, right? But for the longest time, I believe it was Portland before National Guard went in, and Chicago, and I still do not believe that any troops have rolled yet, but anything that's been happening in Chicago has been 100% just feds, no troops. Anything that has been happening has been further, like, more feds going in to support federal agent support, which is what you would ideally want, is just more feds supporting feds versus troops. Am I right? That's what you would ideally want, because that's avoiding any encroachment on what you're afraid of that could possibly lead to martial law. You're just sending in more federal agents to support the federal agents on ground without invoking National Guard, which you're afraid of a slippery slope. Am I right?
Yes. So are you saying feds as in FBI agents, or feds as in
No, like feds as in any feds, right? Because because DEA can support ICE, FBI can support ICE, and just aiding with control and stuff like that, because of all the violent protests and people trying to attack them, right? Like, they're going in there to support, to make sure that like what National Guard has been doing in Portland and everything, like making sure that they're protecting the ICE facility, because the ICE facilities are getting attacked, right, by Antifa. Fed, since they haven't had necessarily attacks on ICE facilities in Chicago, as much as I'm aware of, that's why it's only been federal agents going in to bolster federal agents on their operations. So, and now in your ideal world, to avoid the potential overreach, that's what you would want, is just federal agents helping federal agents versus sending in troops, because that prevents what your potential worst case scenario would be.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah. Now, you do have to worry about the scope of jurisdiction, though.
When it comes to feds, though?
Well, I'm saying so you don't want DEA fucking with other shit that's not drug related, essentially.
They're not necessarily acting with immigration, authority. They're just there for crowd control and helping make sure that nobody interferes with ICE doing their operations, which again, when it comes down to it, like when any federal agent,
so they're doing it as it's a joint task force. They're doing a joint task force,
because think about it. If a federal agency comes into a local jurisdiction, right, they'll ask for the local police force for help, right? They don't have any jurisdiction to enforce whatever the feds are doing, but they're asking for support. It's the same concept. If they're having federal agents come in to support what the actual what ICE is doing, ICE obviously has the authority to carry out whatever immigration enforcement they're doing. They have other feds helping support that action for control of the situation, given the fact that they are a very high target for anybody at this point. Especially when you have these fuckers in Chicago specifically, where the mayor and the governor have told local law enforcement to not respond to anything regarding ICE. And a judge ordered in fucking Chicago that they can arrest ICE agents, which they actually fucking can't, for doing their job.
Yeah, that they can't do that.
But a judge ordered that they could. I'm like, I don't give a shit what that judge said. That judge is just setting his ass up to get arrested for interfering with federal law.